shuts every one of them down. That's a full team kill. And
He's looking for third. He's going to get it.
Against Kinger now in a 1 versus 2. Once again, he finds one. He finds the second. He's still alive. Can he go in?
Oh my goodness.
He's going to go bar down and give Saints the lead again.
Welcome back, Saints fans. As you see, we're going to be jumped in straight away. Going to be HUE Fest 22, your St. Clair Rocket League team consisting of Christian, Kamal, and Spoods going to be playing once again against Aquinas Esports. St. Clair did take down Aquinas 4-0 just a couple days ago in honestly pretty dominating fashion. So once again, these teams still in the same group. So we're going to run it back again. We have Daniel Jobin on the desk, and we have Dan Banner alongside me once again, just getting a couple things fixed up. But as you can see, Saints did get on the board early. Actually, Kamal going to now find his second of the game. So 26 seconds in, intro barely finished, but Saints up 2-0.
Now I'll give them credit. They came out of the gate absolutely firing on all cylinders. Of course, getting to see one of the newer members signed onto the roster as of this year, Christian, getting a first assist and first point, at least on stream anyway, on the Air Saints career here, and make that a double demo as well. My goodness.
Christian already headhunting out here. Going to find his third demo, actually.
Okay.
So going to demo, I believe, all three players of Aquinas. So Saints, Christian coming out, trying to throw his weight around, put the, impose his will a little bit. Is going to go for the touch off the 50 of the ball. Going to go back for the Saints nets, and just like that, Aquinas going to get one back.
All right, so Lemon, one of the few players that did end up scoring in the matchup the last time they played, I think it was on, Saturday they did?
Yeah, Saturday.
And going to pick that right back up here. Steve Beef there with the assist as well, and they're not going to let this get too far ahead, because that's kind of what happened during the match on Saturday. Saints got one, and it all of a sudden turned to 10.
Yeah, Aquinas, I think game one, I believe on Saturday, I think the Saints ended up finishing at 11-0 or 11-1. So if you're Aquinas, you're like, just don't let them get ahead of it in game one. And when Saints went up 2 early goals, just 25 seconds in, you got to know Aquinas probably sweating a little bit, but they come back, they get that goal, they bring it back down, and now, minute and 5 in, and now say both teams just 2-1 lead. Very, very manageable.
Good little save there from Lemon. Did allow for a bit of a counterattack there for the side of Aquinas as well. But now we're going to see Christian looking to make his way around here. Steve Beef going to be there for the interception. Kamal right where he likes to be, up in the skies, in the crease. Does get the shot off, but it's going to be Vimax there stopping in its tracks.
Yeah, pretty good back and forth. We saw, a lot of quick goals, and then usually that's how it goes. A couple teams, you get scored on a couple times, and both teams kind of like settle in and slow things down because they've realized the high pace is crazy.
Oh.
And speaking of crazy, Kamal's going to find his third of the game. Christian once again picking up another assist in his debut, and the Saints just, everything seems to be working. Just a great pass and great job to read that one off the wall by Kamal, and just immediately like that, Saints going to get that 2-goal lead back in front.
I mean, I tell you what, and a lot of time in esports, I hear people worry whenever we make consistent player changes and saying things along the lines of what about their synergy? Christian just got on the team, and that was such a remarkable pass straight to Kamal. There is absolutely firing on all cylinders. The synergy is already there. As long as everybody's practicing together, it can be built. It's just definitely a little bit strange, to say the least, in the esports world, but we're trying to make changes.
Yeah, and especially here, we've had the green team and the gold team mix up for HUE Fest. We had back and forth. We had 2 or 3 different versions of the green and the gold rosters, and Christian already got 2 assists, took out all 3 players with demos earlier, so he's definitely making definitely making his presence on the demos was awesome to watch. So this game back in the Saints ender, Kamal gonna try to make something happen, gonna try to get the flip reset, will get challenged into the offensive zone. Vimax gonna try to play it up there, Spood's gonna be there first for the 50. Gonna go in the follow here, but we try to find a little flick shot here. Gonna find the shot, but Steve Beef is gonna be there to shut the door.
Aquinas hesitated there for a second. They both wanted to go to the save. You did see one, I think it was Vimax kind of hesitated for just a moment, but thankfully Steve Beef was there to make that save, keeping this within 2, still very, very doable. However, these shots coming out here from the Saints, they're nearly sniper level here. The post coming in clutch there for Aquinas to at least keep this at 2. Now maybe we get ourselves a little bit of a counterattack here from the Aquinas squad.
Yeah, and I genuinely wonder if the Saints were working on either chipping the ball to the corners of the net or working on some kind of weird angle shot, because I feel like this semester already compared to last, we've seen them go for those top left and right corners so much more often, and on those little weird half angles when the car's kind of tilted 80 degrees.
There it is.
And speaking of, Christian's going to find his first goal in a Saints uniform. Going to pocket that one in the bottom right corner and increase this lead to 3. Saints picking up where they left off last year. He's up 4-1 now.
Yeah, just picked it up himself, and there was nobody home on the defensive side. We saw Lemon using any boost they had in the tank to try and get there, but not enough. And even if they maybe made contact, I think it was at such an awkward angle, you may not have been able to make that save. So yeah, the newcomer, but whether it be on the assist side of things and now a goal, definitely finding their mark here already. And Loki, we never shouted out the fact that Kamal's got a hat trick in this game.
Yeah, I called it right when he got the goal, but things were moving so quickly that it was I almost got lost in the shuffle. We had the triple demos, couple assists for the new guy. We had to make sure we give him some shine. Kamal though, gonna find his 4th of the evening. Said hold that. Now Aquinas down 5-1. The Saints, just everything seems to be working. Kamal, interception off the sidewall, great little air dribble, gonna touch that one nice and easy into the left side of the net. And Saints, just like I said, game 1 picking up exactly where they left off last series.
And I would honestly say that as of right now, like when we think back of Saturday's matchup, Kamal was the quiet one of the bunch, to be honest. Like, it was just oftentimes the defensive one, like making the saves and all of that. But got maybe a few goals, but compared to what Comp and Spoots were doing, he was kind of the quiet one here. Starting game 1 off with the hat trick, though, just a completely different kind of Kamal and a very dangerous version.
Yeah, Christian's going to go for a little flip reset there. Did end up bumping Spoods out of the way on the defensive side, so a little bit of a miscommunication. Right. And then the demo's going to come through, and Max going to make St. Clair pay, and just like that, AQ going to get another one back on the board here, going to decrease the lead to 5-2, but 65 seconds left. They still got to find a way to bury out of this hole.
Yeah, I was able to get past the defender and then dodge the demo that was the follow-up. Good little barrel roll there, and then just use the backboard as your own teammate. With nobody there, they're going to bring this within 3 again. Definitely not impossible. Very tough, especially from what we've seen from past matches, but you never know what kind of Aquinas we're going to get today.
Yeah, and we did see the last 2 matches of the first series. Aquinas definitely, they ramped up their competition 10, 15, 20-fold. Game 1 and 2 looked very, very out of hand because they were, but you can definitely see they settled down games 3 and 4. They kind of slowed down things. They figured out St. Clair's pace. They kind of started making some good reads, but now just once again, St. Clair immediately coming out, going on that counterattack, sticking it to AQ, and now, just like that, 30 seconds off the clock, and now AQ still got to find 3 goals, and say 30 seconds remaining. St. Clair going to try to play the clock on this one. Maybe they try to go for another goal or 2 just to make it get that insurance policy, and Spoods going to keep this one at a 3-goal advantage, and now just 20 seconds left.
Yeah, normally when I see a double commit, I get nervous, but honestly, thank goodness that was. Because Christian might have been a little bit too high on that one, but Spoods was right there to make the save. Keeping this within a very, very safe gap. 10 seconds left to go. This first game is all but done here for Saints.
Yeah, just how quick it goes. We barely got in the intro. 6 seconds in, we had some goals, and back and forth we saw the Saints. Kamal with a 4-goal starting off, though. Such a good job. And Christian getting a couple assists, finding some demos as well. They're going to try to find another goal, but will not be able to. Spoods, Christian, and Kamal going to get their first win as a full lineup together. Christian going to feature on that last screen there. It did say Trader as well, so Christian, I think he scored 2 goals total this game, maybe technically 1 on the Saints and 1 on the other team, but just such a good team effort. Christian gets into the lineup, everything just seems to flow seamlessly. The Saints severely outshoot AQ, and they just convert on all those chances.
Yeah, absolutely. Shot total. This wasn't a very heavy shot game there, because Spoods, I think, maybe had 2 more before he got off the board. Yeah, it was 8 shots total, there.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, so about 8 shots compared to the 3 coming out here from Aquinas, and I guess that's just really the tail of the tape there. Just too much pressure from the Saints side of things, whether it was Christian on the triple demos, whatever he was, whatever kind of demo spree that they were on there. Kamal found himself not just the hat trick, but the 4th goal on top of that as well, and just fantastic stuff so far from our Saints. Yeah,
for anyone that's the mathematicians out there, the analytics people, Kamal had 4 goals and AQ had 3 shots. Do the math on that one. I need to say nothing else. Saints definitely got enough to finish off the job there. And now, going to move into game 2. AQ going to try to look to battle back to say, they started off really, really rough in game 1 the first series, but as each game passed, they slowly got better and better and started to turn up the heat a little bit on the Saints, so maybe we can see a repeat of the first series, but Spoods going to go for a little dribble there, is going to get intercepted. Now Christian going to be back there to play, going to have some space to work with as well. Going to go for the second touch, going to try to find Kamal in midair, and he actually will! What a give and go through the sky, Christian to Kamal, insane hookup, and just like that, Saints get on the board again.
He nearly runs out of boost here, I think, and that was just basically a handoff. Just sends it on over, and what a fantastic way to start off that second game. My goodness.
Christian already making his bill for Rookie of the Year so far, just immediately making his presence known. Offense, defense, and if you want to go special teams, go all 3 phases of the game. Just the guy is getting it done right now. A little bit of a collision in mid there with Kamal and Christian. Spoods is going to be there for the play, though. Beef is going to knock that one back out toward the middle. Christian going to be there, try to win the 50. We'll go back toward the AQ zone now. Going to go toward the Saints net. Kamal is going to be there. Didn't get a whole lot on the ball, though, but luckily, two Saints are going to be there to play it. Spood's going to go for the flip reset. Got to get maybe some kind of fake out emitter. Going to leave it for Christian, actually.
My.
Going to leave it for the new kid, and he will bury it home. Second goal of the game, or second setup for Christian there, and now the Saints 2-0 lead just 41 seconds in.
Good guy Spoods there. Like, sure,
Actually.
he could have taken that shot, but it only had like 5 boosts in the tank.
Yep.
That shot would not have had any juice to it in the slightest. To leave it back up there for Christian to take that and just drill it on through. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's just great teamwork too. So you don't want to ever like force feed a new player or make sure that you want to make sure you win on top of like, hey, we want to get this guy comfortable, we want to get him some plays, but we ultimately want to win. But to get Christian into the lineup, set these plays up for him, and get into flow as easily as they have. Such a good look for the Saints so far, and the ball is going to be actually back in their zone, so Aquinas, stay still. A lot of time to work with Christian. It's going to get demoed. A little bit of another team bump there. Kamal's going to bump Spoods out of the way, but Spoods going to get the demo at least, and a little bit of back and forth through over the middle. Saints just trying to keep the offensive pressure.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than just joining the team and then everybody immediately having full trust in you.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times I will see the otherwise, and then it's like 3/4 through the season before they finally find their footing.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, if you really think about it, this is still technically preseason stuff here. We're not in September yet.
True.
So that they're already starting on like full throttle here, and it's just awesome to see everybody just accepting the new roster immediately and just building off of what was already a fantastic season last year.
Yeah, and to see such a, like, as you said earlier, such a selfless play from Spoods. We've seen 95% of Rocket League players would try to still take that pitch shot with 5 boots.
Easy.
Maybe 99%, let's be honest with ourselves. Almost every single player would try to take that shot. He goes, you know what? I got a teammate back here. He knows he can handle it, hold it down. I'm just going to toss it back to him and set up the goal. And Christian going to get a good little chip there on the goal line. Second touch as well, trying to get that one in the net to find his second of the game, but unable to do so. So far, Aquinas going to go over mid here, try to find some kind of setup. Kamal is going to receive the demo there from B. Now Spood's going to be there for a great double challenge. Almost found the third touch there. Would have had a wide open net there. This will be played by Bimax. A little bit of a pop fly though in front of the net. 3 members of Aquinas going for the ball right now, so St. Clair maybe can find some way to capitalize, but they will get the spacing they need. And back to Christian, and he'll try to air dribble this one out of here.
Yeah, Christian can be able to pick that one up. Spoods there playing defense as well, just stopping any sort of follow-up. And with an additional demo on the Steve beat, this could be difficult for the side of Aquinas to handle. Kamal right off to Spoods, off the ceiling. Can they knock this down for Christian, who's coming in hot through the crease? It's going to go high, but it's still just kind of a pop fly in the crease. Going to be picked up here from Steve Beef to at least get it to the wall, but it's still not in any sort of safe shape or form until maybe finally now Aquinas can breathe. But at the same time, they just need to have the pressure quickly. They're still down by 2.
Yeah, Saints did such a good job of just using the backboard there. Just even if we can't get a shot on net, we're going to keep cycling this ball off the backboard until we either find a chance or you're going to kick the ball back to our end and we'll reset for the counterattack. And now, say, not been a quiet game, but we didn't see too many shots last game overall from both teams considering the score. And now, just like that, 2-0. Only a minute 40 left. We've seen some really good chances from both teams, but nothing too substantive from Aquinas yet, but they still have a lot of time to work. They're in the offensive zone now. They could maybe set something up, but little tap torpedo actually left it for his teammate really well there. Steve Beef with a great little shot, but Kamal going to be there to kick it away at the doorstep, and now back the other way. Kamal's going to go end-to-end and feed it to Spoods, and just like that, they're going to hook up for yet another goal, and now the Saints going to increase that lead to 3 with just $1:24 left.
And that went from being Aquinas' best opportunity to score in the entire game to a fantastic counterattack right there from the Saints. I mean, we've seen it sometimes even happen against the Saints where you get all hyped up thinking that you have the scoring opportunity, but then wait a minute, 2 of us are already down here and the third player's on midfield.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can't get back in time. And that's exactly what happens here, it seems. Now, Saints with just over a minute left in game number 2. Looking to get the shutout, but it is going to be denied, it looks like. Maybe, unless the post has something to say about it. Nope. Bimax is going to get Aquinas on the board, bringing this within 2 in a much more doable position.
I thought it might have been a misplay from, I believe it was Christian or Spoods there, but they definitely did not have the boost or the momentum to go get that ball. So try to get the little front touch on the ball, but Aquinas, I was going to say, scoring 3 goals in just over a minute, really hard to do. Scoring 2 goals, at least a little bit less challenging. So at least they're going to try to give themselves a chance to get back in this series, because if Aquinas can somehow pull this one back, hey, for all the issues that you had, you can go into this game 3 just 1-1 tied and no real momentum, no real issues the other way. There's going to be a demo on Christian, no Lemon. Going to try to make a play with this one. A lot of a stalling and maybe not sure what to do from Aquinas. A little bit of indecision, just kind of holding that ball. And for the Saints, they're more than happy to let Aquinas kind of just dance with the ball in the midfield because they only have a little bit of time left. So St. Clair, they're just going to try to pop this ball up, pass it to each other, kill some time, just like Spoods. Look at, just bring the ball up and drop it back down. 5-6 seconds off the clock every single time. And just like that. Now Aquinas only 25 seconds to answer, and it will not matter though. Kamal gonna find, I believe, say it would be second of the game actually, and just like that, the Saints gonna try to stick the dagger in Aquinas in game 2. Now 4-1 lead with just a fraction of time left. I do not, just so clean from the Saints, getting it done every way they can. And now Aquinas pretty much has Everest to climb in game 2, or it's on to game 3.
And everybody just had a little bit of piece of that, didn't they? There,
Yeah.
with the initial stall there by Spoons. Kamal's up in the sky with the most insane ball control, and at the very end there, Christian with the little body check in the crease to stop the goaltender. Just everything that possibly could have went right just did.
And that was the craziest angle pinch I've ever seen the defensive end above the Saints. I'm still trying to figure out how the ball went where it did from the back left corner, but great job by St. Clair to just pinch that ball one last time. The ball should touch down home here any moment now. Christian gonna try to get the demo, gonna try to knock out Beef.
There it
Once
goes.
again, Christian gonna be on the demo to take out Beef, and just like that, the Saints gonna roll through game 2. I believe the final score was 4-1. It might have been 5. We'll get a quick check there in a second. Is gonna be 4-1, and once again, I'm not the biggest math guy, not the huge analytics guy, but the Saints got 6 shots, they got 4 goals. AQ only had 4 shots, so if you're the Saints, just keep this pressure. The volume is what's getting them these goals, but every single member, actually, Spood's going to get a goal without even shooting. Just realized.
That is an impressive one. What on earth happened there? But that was still, statistically, that should have been a much closer game, because it's not like the Saints had a lot of opportunities. Yeah. It felt like they were in full control of that match, but to be honest, they weren't really peppering shots at all. It's just the shots that did come in were extremely high quality, to the point where Aquinas could not quite deal with it. And thankfully here, for the side of Aquinas, this is a best of 7 here in HUE Fest. So still, in theory, lots of time to get themselves back into the swing of things. And no better time now than when you have a clean slate.
Yeah, I know Champions Field is technically an artificial home field, but if I'm them, I'm going, okay, St. Clair, they had the home advantage in the best of 7. They took 2 games at home. Now we're going to go back, try to regain the last 2 games, and try to make our way back into the series. But St. Clair just done such a good job. All 3 members getting involved in all phases of the game. And Aquinas trying to find something early. Great little, actually, double touch. Almost worked too well for the Saints there and brought it back in. But Kamal going to spike that one down, going to set up Spoots with a quick little reset. Great little touch there on the wall as well. Spoots still going with the ball. Kamal going to get a demo as well. Saints might have something here. Christian getting his final shot. A little bit wide of the net, and early chance for Saints there, but now Aquinas, they are counterattacking.
Yeah, Spoods was able to find value off of that offensive opportunity with next to no boost, but now right on the counterattack, we do see Aquinas getting their shots on. Lemon going to get one, but Christian going to make the initial save. Right back into the Aquinas zone, into the corner. Christian trying to lob it on down. A little bit of an incidental bump there from the 2 Saints teammates. Going to slow things down a little bit, but Spoods with the demo on the Steve Beef is going to make this next attack a little bit hurt, considering Steve Beef is not going to really have much boost, and that is going to make him out of position as Christian gets himself on the board again.
Yeah, beautiful setup. Kamal once again playing the ball perfectly off the wall, just able to win that 50 or win that challenge of Christian.
So
perfectly
close.
Sitting there in the net, just right in the slot, tape to tape, and going to bury that one. And once again, Saints draw first blood in game 3, and if history shows anything, the Saints, when they've drawn first blood, they've had an almost flawless record, I think. At least so far in HUE Fest and maybe in the last couple of series as well. But when they start hot like this, it's just such a tough team to slow down. And I don't know, right now Aquinas just got to try to find anything. Even if you get that one fluky goal, just got to find anything to get yourself back in the game.
Yeah, but at least they're not looking too bad per se. That was just one really good opportunity. And then if I was Bimax during that goal, that's the one so that you could hate to give up, because you made the right call. Just a split second too late.
Yeah. So that's the worst thing when you're right idea, right situation, just a little bit off in the timing. You're like, man, everything went right there. And that's one of those things, right? Everything seems to go right, and then it still goes very wrong, and that can be demoralizing. That can kill momentum, but still tons of time if you're Aquinas. They have had a lot of offensive zone time this game as well. They've done a pretty good job keeping the Saints on the back foot, but when the Saints counterattack, it has been absolutely lethal for the first 2 games. And now Aquinas, look on the counterattack. Ball will actually go wide. Bimax maybe could have left it for Lemon, and it wouldn't have gone off the post, but Bimax just going to kick that one a little bit wide to the right, and Saints kind of get away with one there. And now the counterattack will come through, and Saints trying to force something.
Yeah, the post definitely saved their bacon that time. That ball was going way too quick for the Aquinas squad to get through. They drag race to it, but could not redirect it. Definitely a safety or a good lucky moment there for the Saints. This very well could have been a 1-1 game, but still, Aquinas, they find themselves a couple of opportunities, but can they just execute on here as we just make it past halfway?
Yeah, and Christian got a good little bump in there to give Kamal at least a chance at getting that ball in net. Now Kamal going to go for the play again, going to try to get the little flick there. I think Spooth might have gave him a little tap there, not too sure, got to check afterward, but now Steve Beef going to try to get this one over the middle. Christian with a phenomenal challenge. maybe try to play this one off the backboard. Lemon will be there for the play. Christian coming out of the orange net, trying to make a play as well. Spoods and Kamal. So all three Saints kind of grouped up right now, so maybe try to get some spacing going. Kamal gonna go for the shot there. Gonna be turned away by Beef. Great save there to keep this one a 1-0 game. Now Aquinas say once again, they try to get the counterattack going, but St. Clair is just doing such a good job of, even when the ball gets to like that three-quarter point, just able to chip that ball back in and get the shots going again.
And just Aquinas getting starved from their own boost pads. It looks like nobody could get themselves into position. As we see Spoos looking to make an opportunity for himself, and nearly had it. I think that was Lemon with the interference that going to stop that in its tracks. Shot opportunity coming through from Aquinas. Going to get stopped by Kamal. He's going to run it all the way through because nobody is home. Spoos tries to come in for the steal. Don't think we didn't see that there, Spoos, but nonetheless, Kamal getting the extra insurance here on this matchup here.
Yeah, looks like he just caught Steve either trying to, I think he was either on respawn from a demo or just trying to go for that corner boost, not realizing the challenge had been won by Kamal already. Kamal walks that one in despite Spoots trying to interfere. Maybe a little bit of a vision block there, but gonna find the back of the net no matter what. Now, it's a pretty good back and forth game as far as like volume and pace, but now still only a 2-0 score, and we're running out of time here. So Aquinas, they gotta try to find something, because trying to live with the Saints, having these leads late into these games, it's not going to be a recipe for success. And so far, Saints have done a great job of when getting leads, holding them smooth. It's going to get demoed there by Steve as well, though.
Okay, Mate's just out here doing donuts in the crease, apparently, to try and stall things off. And how did that end up actually setting Kamal up again? My goodness. Christian off from the top. Spoods knocks it on down. And again, okay, this has to be Kamal's new spot, because this is like the third goal he scored from the left wall.
Yeah, Kamal is just living on the left side. He's paying rent. He's took out the mortgage. Kamal is just locked down on that left side, looks like, for the time being. Because, yeah, every single goal, I think he got 3 or 4 assists driving up that left wall and setting a teammate up off either a flip reset or an air dribble. And this time, he's just corner pocket picking from the left side now. And now the Saints 3-0 with 50 seconds, and they're knocking on the door of a fourth here. Here's the thing, too. You can start to double and triple commit these balls and kind of force them, because you know, hey, even if we get scored on once, maybe even twice depending, we can still take this one. But what's a fourth goal for insurance? Spood's going to find the back of the net for his second of the game. And Kamal, once again, that left wall, man.
Yeah, not the shot this time, but it's going to be the pass instead. And there is one thing I'm going to point out here for like the Saints style in general, just completely different from like the last semester's worth, because last semester we used to see what either it was called the comp stomp or the J-way, either or, where you'd bounce it off the backboard and get a stupidly sharp angle shot downward to get the goal. But it seems like at least so far during this HUE Fest tournament, Saints are threatening regardless of where the ball is. It doesn't have to be a specific setup.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate like dump and chase methodology of like the ball's always going to be in the other team's end, and we're going to cycle that thing to the middle until we can find the window. And so far, they've done such a good job of either creating that window or finding that window, and then once it's there, capitalizing and finding the back of the net. And Beef, little flip reset, trying to find something. Ball going to be on the ground. Luckily, the timer will run out. Saints, we're knocking on the door of a 5th goal there, but once again, they will roll through game 3, 4-0 over Aquinas. Just every single member of the team getting involved. And this time, 12 shots for the Saints to 2 for Aquinas. This was definitely more one-sided Saints favor. Look at every single member, just the high volume. Just how do you play off your back foot with that many shots coming in?
Yeah, the snowball is just starting to get a little bit out of hand here for Aquinas. They don't have much time now to stop this and build up their own momentum. They need something right here in game 4. Otherwise, that'll be the second 4-0 sweep that they do let the Saints end up getting. And considering that these are pretty small groups, you do not want to be dropping those kind of games, those kind of stats that quickly.
Yeah, especially say losing the series is enough, but when you're fighting with those other teams, you're really fighting for games at that point as well. You want to make sure, like, hey, if we're going to lose, try to go down 4-3, try to go down 4-2, get a couple games at least. We can either get some aggregate total, or we can maybe tiebreaker someone into the next set, into the next series. But so far, Aquinas just having a really, really hard time finding the back of the net. They had 1 or 2 goals on great counterattacks, but so far just they can't really produce anything offensively consistently. Once the ball gets in the zone, the Saints just kind of shutting him out, just kind of putting a damper on the fire, kind of slowing him down and being like, okay, we know how to get this ball out, and then immediately saying, Clair, what they're doing so good, get on that counterattack and immediately make Aquinas start to sweat again, because when you scored 4 or 5 goals 2-3 games in a row, the other team definitely sweating on defense.
What a big steal there from Christian. Actually turned that right into a pass from Kamal, and then Spoos, he's doing exactly what he always does, just looking for that goaltender. That's a second one. He just made Steve Beef shook, and Christian absolutely clutched it.
So yeah, Spoos doing his, I think his best Sean Avery impression, just wave the stick in front of the goaltender, a little distraction noodle, and then Christian gonna walk in top right corner and just bury that one. And Saints they are just getting it done whatever way they want right now. And say this is the fourth game in a row they scored, I think, in the first 30, 40 seconds. So once again, these hot starts just seem to be a trend instead of a fad for St. Clair.
If Sean Avery played Rocket League, he'd probably be slashing tires.
Yeah.
we still have, though, Spoods being that enforcer kind of role nonetheless, though, and able to get a good save and get an attempted clearing spot for the moment. Lemon just hovering around the center. That is the spot where the last 2 goals of his really did happen, but it's definitely been few and far between.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if Aquinas remembers the last time they scored. Christian will though. Spoods over the middle. Christian once again gonna slot this one in, and the Saints just. This is the consistency we wanted to see. Every single play feels like it's sidewall. Someone is perfectly coming into the slot across the net and able to just touch that one and put it in. And St. Clair once again just doing such a good job knowing where each other are, reading the room, reading the defense, and just able to find that consistent success. And once again, Christian gonna throw that weight around a little bit.
It's just consistent pressure that Aquinas has just not quite been able to deal with. And Kamal nearly found himself that sharp angle spot right on the tip of the crease. Would have been the beauty, but unfortunately not going to get it this time by. A little bit of a break here for Aquinas. Steve Beef looking to set things up, and actually, without the boost, going to try and get things going here. Bimax up in the skies. This is a good opportunity, but it is going to be intercepted. There is a rebound coming out here from Lemon, coming on down. Can he get it? He will, in fact. And this game's back within 1.
Yeah, fantastic job by Lemon. Say, great job by Aquinas there. They played the backboard so well. You just got the Saints out of rotation, kind of out of sorts, and Lemon. Great job there on the double touch, and then the good old black and white, the retro goal thing.
Yes.
Wish we could have seen it more. Say, it's such a good one. And Aquinas, though, now game 4, hey, you got to start with 1. You don't look at the 3-0 right now. You look at the scoreboard that said 2-0, and you battle back in that one first before you worry about the series. But Christian,
oh my,
great little flip reset and re-angle, but not going to find the back of the net. Such a good job, though. And the Saints, once again, great shot by Spoods, are unable to find the net, though, and say Aquinas, they have to be a little bit scared after. So you come down, get that goal, and immediately St. Clair 3-4 shots on net.
Now, there eventually becomes a point where the Saints do get comfortable, and I could only describe their play as flippy stuff.
Yeah.
And I think we're slowly but surely getting to that point. Yeah. We're starting to see a lot more confidence come out, and I mean, when you find opportunities like this, fair enough.
Why not? Yeah, I say once again, Kamal going to get on the board this game, try to share the love a little bit. I think Christian had the first 2, so Kamal, all the assisting off the left wall, going to find a goal and off the right side there, and just Bimax unable to get there for the rotation, and Saints just not starting to run away with the series, but as you said with the flippy sub, you can definitely feel they're kind of in that flow state. They kind of have things figured out, especially after the first series, and now coming in and kind of reinforcing what they thought after the first, even with the different lineups, who with Conf not playing today, they just, everything, it seems like there's been nothing lost so far. Maybe say they didn't score 11 goals, they scored 5 or 6, but just an excellent team effort so far. Say, still 2:55 to play, but Aquinas has to find a lot here to work back in this one.
Yeah, unfortunately here for Aquinas, they've not really shown that they've been able to get really more than 1 consistently here versus the Saints, unfortunately. So statistically, this is looking like a Saints sweep. That being said, there's still plenty of time for something to happen. We do see Lemon and the rest of the squad trying to get something started here, but Bimax having a hard time dealing with Christian. It's going to force Steve Beef to come on back here for a little bit of backup. And now that goes right back to Kamal, right at home along the left side. Spoods looking for Christian as well. They redirect it and actually knock it down. Holy smokes.
I almost thought that was going to be some kind of blunder midair when I saw 2-3 cars piled up, but maybe Spoods and Christian knew something that I didn't. Going to go tic-tac-toe off of each other's
You couldn't have put that more center.
That's what I know. I thought it was going to be a total disaster, a total blunder, but say they know a lot more than we do. Say just a little redirect. I think 3 or 4 redirects there, and going to ping-pong that one. It's going to careen in the net, and now we've seen St. Clair score every way to Sunday so far. I'd say they're kind of just not limit testing, but they're definitely trying a couple things now, because that's not a typical play that you see over center.
Okay, stay early in the chat here just says Saints go burr. If that's one way I could explain this match, that is basically it. Just seems like a never-ending machine gun level pressure as we see Spoods finding the second goal of this game after another pass from Christian. I think there's a demo in there somewhere as well. What on earth? Oh, sure enough. Right at the very end there. Spoods taking him down right after the pass. Yeah,
a little salt in the wound there, a little extra dramatics after the whistle there. But St. Clair, say, 5-1 lead now, 2 minutes left. And say, having played sports and been down 3-0, you always think you can come back, even if it's like delusional in a sense. But when you're getting beat this bad in game 4, man, you want to try to come back. However,
there we go.
Bimax, other idea is going to get up there, and they're going to do a great job there, using that backward to their advantage. Kamal just didn't get a piece of the ball that he needed there to clear that one out, and Bimax, great job there. Almost say they'll take the freebie. Aquinas, any free goal you'll take right now, you're going to put that one on the board.
I mean, it all just started off with a fantastic spot there for Lemon, catching the 2 Saints basically at half. Lemon being able to just clear it like that, just got past everybody and just needed to redirect from there. And honestly, good pressure coming out here. Lemon with another shot. Spoods is going to make the save, though, that time by to keep this at a 3-goal game for themselves. But now, is there anybody back here? There is, but you can see Bimax has to run. There's Spoods once again just headhunting him.
I will say, I do like from Aquinas, you can definitely feel the urgency and the desperation just kicked into overdrive because they realized, like, hey, now we really have nothing to lose after the first series and now how the second one's going. It could be a back and forth, though, Christian, and I think Spood trying to hook up there. But, yeah, Aquinas, now they know, like, we really have nothing to lose, guys. Let's go out there and just play some Rocket League. Let's try to play free, try to get in the flow state, find a couple nice goals, maybe, you know, get a couple clips for the Twitter, the social media. But right now, Saints just a purely dominant effort. Spood with a great little fake on the back foot, and he will get the flick and shot on net, but Bimax going to kick that one away, luckily. Spoods would have been putting that one on every highlight reel in North America.
Oh, without question, but a very, very solid save coming out there from the defense of Aquinas to shut that down. And they're going to be able to turn this around. No, unfortunately, Lemon might have had the opportunity, but it does go wide this time by Christian up to the top. He's going to go right back down to Lemon. He does have teammates here. There's no defense for the Saints, and Lemon's going to get a second on the game.
Can we get a mod check on the Saints players there? I didn't see a single Saint on frame for maybe 15, 20 seconds, it felt like, but Christian came flying down off the backboard, so no way he was getting back in the play, and then Spoods and Kamal probably out-rotating for boost or something, but Aquinas, they'll take the freebies, man, now. 45 seconds to get 2 goals. We have seen far, far crazier comebacks, so the urgency and the desperation now paying dividends for Aquinas, but they still got a lot of work to do.
I mean, that has been like the stylistic thing that we've been seeing from the Saints, at least in this matchup anyway, is just boost starving Aquinas big time. There's been very few times that I've seen like Aquinas, all 3 of them good to go in regards to boost.
Yeah.
But I guess they were overextended a little bit. They prioritized the boost, and there was nobody on defense because Christian already had committed up to the top. So good job from Aquinas to capitalize. However, their time was running out.
Yeah, Saints just going to probably work on hitting some pop flies here. Maybe they try to get some boosts and set up another goal, but just going to try to kill this clock at this point. Going to walk away with the 4-0 sweep. However, backboard and down. Going to try to find a second goal. Christian going to try to pad the stats, and now Aquinas actually going to go back the other way, so don't sleep just yet. Aquinas now, it was a 5-4 game with 2 seconds to play, and last I checked, kickoff only takes 2 to 3 seconds to score a goal in optimal time, so Aquinas, they're going to have one more crack at this one to keep this ball up in the air and put it in the Saints net and try to force a game 5.
I mean, hear me out. Yeah, this is extremely doable.
Get nervous?
and this is actually not a bad bounce if they can keep this up. Steve Beef is going to get the first touch on it. Lemon redirects. It's going to hit the ground, however. If there was any more time, though, that would have been a shot. But you are unfortunately completely out of time in that regard. So a big win once again here for the Saints, completing that 4-0 sweep, and just remarkable job. Yet another fantastic showing from the Saints Rocket League squad here in HUEfest.
Yeah, especially, hey, shout out to Christian, man. That guy, first game with the team, and immediately game 1 gets triple demos and gets 2 assists. This guy immediately made his presence known. The other teammates clearly wanted to get him involved. Spoods, good guy Spoods, gave him the goal a little earlier on when most players would have taken the shot. So you just love to see every player playing with like such passion and freedom, and just, hey, we're willing to try things now, because even if we have a new player, like you said earlier, the synergy just seems to be like way farther ahead than it would have been other times.
No, absolutely. Even in, like, thinking into traditional sports, if I'm a hockey player going on a one-on-one breakaway with the goalie, I really have to trust that person to say, don't shoot, drop it back for me, or fake it and drop it back. Yep. And the fact that like all of the Saints roster here was willing to do that is just showing amazing trust in the fact that they're just clicking as quickly as they have been. But again, like Spoos, Kamal, and Christian all fantastically played today. Yeah, we saw great mechanical plays from all 3. We saw the teamwork was definitely on 100. All the guys seemed like they knew where all the reads were going to be, and that's the one thing that's like very impressive to see, is like how well they seem to be reading the defenses the last couple of games. They just seemed like, hey, we know these 2 guys are here. We can create this small opening over the middle here. We can set up a counterattack and try to find the back of the net. And consistently now, they have been doing so, even though they played the same team twice in Aquinas, but you got to play who's in front of you, and saying, you don't want to walk out, you want to have a little bit of adversity, but you also want to play your best and be on top of your game. So when you move up in that competition as they get further in the bracket, they're going to be ready for these bigger and badder teams. And you couldn't really ask for a better start than 8-0 to start your Rocket League games. No, absolutely. Of course, the Rocket League squad here for the HUEfest Invitational will have some other matches happening later on in the week. Whether it does get the chance to make the broadcast, however, is going to be another thing, because there is, I think, 3 contesting matches every single day with the way it's been scheduled. I guess it kind of happens when you try to do a double round robin within a week. Yeah. But it leads for lots of exciting matches. Just unfortunately, sometimes we don't necessarily get to see them all. But we try our best, of course, here. And speaking of additional matches, of course, we're technically not done all of the action here tonight. very similar to how we had things set up yesterday. We are going to have an Overwatch doubleheader shortly after. We're going to start at 8 o'clock, so about 20 minutes time. We will have that. Apostle's going to take my spot here on commentary. Did a fantastic job yesterday. I expect the same thing with you, joining you here, Jobin. And it's going to be an exciting time nonetheless as they get to go up against Illinois Wesleyan University.
Perfect. That's it. I think that's all we got to say for now. There wasn't really. I don't have a ton to add about.
I'd still be just like sitting here rambling, singing Saints praises.
Yeah, no, as I said, I don't have too much more to add about it. A consecutive 4-0 to Aquinas. GG's to them. They definitely showed just a couple missed shots, a couple things here and there. They definitely could have grabbed a couple games off the Saints, but Saints gonna run through flawlessly through the first 2 series here, and we'll catch you guys back on the second half of this break when we get into some Overwatch action.
Absolutely. Danner's the Ghost, signing off.